Hey there. Welcome to a very quick edition of In Real Life. We're going to touch on a topic I'm going to expand on a little bit later, but I just wanted to get this off my chest so I have a point of reference in which to continue my train of thought. We're going to talk very quickly about Mr. Right versus Mr. Right now. And for those of you living under a rock or living in an alternate reality or whatever else you want to call it, Mr. Right is the ideal partner, the mate, the husband, whatever you're going to call spouse, whatever you're going to call him. Mr. Right Now is the person you find at the club. He'll do because you're horny and you feel the need to get loose. Put it that way. Mr. Right is everything that you wanted in a guy. And this primarily is going out to the women out there because you guys, being that you are the gatekeepers to sex, you got to learn when to say no. And you have to be more consistent in your saying no. On the other hand, guys, you must learn to keep it in your pants. It's easy for some, but it's hard for most. 80% of the guys out there aren't going to know what I'm talking about because 80% of the guys out there don't get any. They're considered ugly. Now, are they ugly? Probably not. But they don't tick off enough boxes on a female to make them viable candidates for romantic interests. We're going to keep it all the way. Mr. Right Now ticks off just enough of your boxes to get you in the mood. Most guys that girls get with are Mr. Right Now. The problem is they don't know it. Because Mr. Right Now to a girl is a hit it and quit for a guy. And let's face it, if you leave a guy to his devices, he's going to hit it and quit. Excuse me. He's going to hit it and quit. He's going to sow a seed and he's going to be out. And women don't know it because men curb covertly. They'll give you what you need: attention, time, some cases money, sex. They'll give that to you. But they won't elevate you to the next level. And that's the level that women want to get to, or on a whole. Women want commitment. And most guys won't give it to you. Now, I've always said this, and I'll say it again until I can't speak of it anymore. Finding love in a club is very, very hard. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? Probably not. And more often than not, no. It's not. Because you're dealing with a lot of Barbies and Kens, a lot of plastic people. They got their best foot forward to impress a potential mate in a club setting. Are they going to be like that when they get home? For the first, I'll say about a week or so. But then they get comfortable. And that's when the blinders come off, and that's when they start to see the real person come out. Not so much in the beginning. because they're still in that what we call a honeymoon phase. There are two honeymoon phases. There's the initial honeymoon phase when you first meet the person and you're smitten by them and you want the entire world to know how you feel. This, that, and the third. And then there's the second honeymoon phase, and that's after you get married. Now, the first honeymoon phase never really goes away during the courtship. Not really. If anything, it gets deeper and more pronounced. It becomes a thing, so to speak. The second honeymoon phase normally lasts about 2 to 3 months. Everything is still new. You're sharing the last name. You're moving in together. All that stuff is all that goes on. That's all well and good, and everything goes on smooth up until the point where it doesn't. Because by that time, by the third month, you're comfortable. You begin to fall back into old familiar habits. Stuff that you wouldn't normally show someone, you start to show them. Because I got them. They're not going anywhere. That was then. Now, you can get an annulment, or you can get the world famous no fault divorce, in which you can get rid of your significant other for quite literally no reason whatsoever. He brushed his teeth wrong. Divorce him. He snores. Divorce him. I don't like the way he looked at her. Divorce him. All under the guise of irreconcilable differences. And as I stated in other podcasts, you can't tell me what that is because nobody knows. Nobody seems to understand or know what irreconcilable differences means because it means different things to different people. The clinical term for it, in a nutshell, simply means you come to a place in a relationship where you can't seem to work out things to a successful and favorable outcome. That's irreconcilable differences. You can't get around it. You tried, it failed. That's an irreconcilable difference. And Brunson, someone say, okay, that may be an extreme. That may be an extreme. However, the point's the same. It's not working. I want out. Whatever happened to till death do us part? That's why people do their own vows now because they don't. You notice they don't say that anymore. Back then, it meant something. I made that to my wife till death do us part, and I mean it. I mean it. Excuse me. Um, I'm in it for the long haul. We've had ups, we had downs, we've had good days, we've had bad days. But at the end of it all, we have each other. And that's all I need. That's all I want. That's all I ask for. We're going to put a pin in this right now. Um, We'll be back to get more in depth with this. Later, y'all.